Welcome back, everybody. We are Beyond Movies. I am Callum. That's Kyle. He seems to be all cozy up and scared today. Nice. I think that's actually the most vocal you've been when we started a video. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good indeed. Anyway, Kyle, over the weekend we got a new trailer for The Last of Us season 2. I didn't know if you'd seen it because I know we're pretty close now, and you usually avoid trailers when we're pretty close. So I didn't put it on the show for Monday. But what we can talk about is the fact that this trailer has done 158 million views. This makes this the most viewed trailer for anything Max or HBO related. And it also, if this trailer was for a film, would put it at the 12th highest viewed trailer of all time. You know, in the opening 24 hours of a trailer coming out. So that's crazy for a TV show to be hitting the movie numbers for a trailer. But it just shows you that people want to see The Last of Us. We're ready for The Last of Us. And all I can think is there's going to be over 158 million disappointed people when that comes out. No, I'm kidding. Little something for you if you play the games.
Don't go into that too much because you don't want to.
It's just because the second game wasn't well received with the fans. Some fans, I like it, but anyway,
you didn't even beat it.
I like it though.
I like the gameplay. I just don't like the story.
Yeah,
everyone said ever.
Yeah,
literally.
So Kyle, we've got a TV show, a good TV show. There's been good TV shows before, but a very good TV show is getting views like this for a trailer. What's your anticipation now for Last of Us Season 2? We know it's going to be a shorter season, 7 episodes, but man, this will be premiering 2 years after the finale of the first season. So I feel like people are ready for this. People are waiting. I got people at work watching this who'd never even picked up a game controller in their life. So it transcends the borders of that. 158 million views. Do you think that's a big deal or not for this?
Yeah, you got to think as well. This is based off of a video game, so the fact that it's doing so well. I know we've had success stories with like Sonic and things like that. But this has got to be like the best, most successful video game adaptation. I mean, you've got Fallout as well. I mean, you can't forget about that. I mean, that was really successful, and I really was surprised by that show. I got to say this, I really enjoyed the first Last of Us game, and I do think it's a solid game. I don't think it's a masterpiece when a lot of people say that it is, and it sort of, people praise it as much as they do. I don't see it that far. It's not like a Red Dead Redemption 2 to me, at least. But it is a great game, and I would highly, highly recommend it. But when it comes to the show, obviously the first season, that is pretty much a masterpiece for me. I love the first season. I love how they expanded upon the game's storylines. It gives some more characters, some more depth. It just kind of, it's done a lot better for me in terms of the story, and that's the benefit of hindsight. You're able to do these things. Now, going into season 2, people are quite intrigued. I think that's probably why we're getting quite a bit of viewage on this as well, because people are quite intrigued of how are they going to do this? What's it going to look like in live action?
Yeah.
Because, The Last of Us Part 2 is a controversial game for many different reasons, but, for the one which is something happens and it changes the tide, if you will. That thing I was okay with. I'm fine with. It was just this new character that I wasn't fully on board with. There was probably I'd say 2 or 3 moments where I was I get it, it's fun, but there's not enough there for me to like that character. with what they did with the first season, where they expanded upon it and they made me love these other smaller side characters, that's where I'm like, okay, I think we're okay here. I think we're in safe hands, you know, because like you say all the time, it's the benefit of hindsight, and that's what we've got here. So
it is
that's
the
where I'm
benefit
at
of
with it.
hindsight. And look, I'm gonna mildly spoil season 2, not say part 2, Last of Us the game. I'm not gonna get into like story details, but so what I'd say is it looks like they've added some stuff which isn't in the second game. I'd also say your biggest worry about this other character not liking him, I didn't like that character either, but I didn't not like that character. I liked that character. It's just, like I said, minor spoiler detail for The Last of Us Part 2, the game. I didn't like playing as that character. That's what I didn't like. I think when it's a viewing experience, that's when it's going to be completely different. You're not, because when you play a big long game as well and you're playing as a character you don't want to be playing as, when it's like, no, come on, I want to be playing as Joel, I want to be playing as Ellie, stuff like that. But it's like, you're playing as this character you don't want to be playing as. That can kind of turn you off it as well. But when it's a viewing experience, it's completely different.
Now, I just want to say to that, I get where you're coming from, but you got to think, this show, this new season, maybe not this season, maybe the part 2 of...
So part 2 is being done in 2 parts.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what it sounds like they're doing anyways. But when it comes to, I know you're saying you're playing as this new character and you don't really kind of want to, you just want to go back and play as Joel or Ellie or, whatever, or you just can't really get into this character.
That's where I give up on the game.
Yeah, that's where the worry is though still, because yeah, you're not playing as the character, but you gotta fucking watch this character for like a majority of the show. So if you don't like the character, then that's a big issue. If you can't get on board and be with the character, it's like most recently, you've got obviously Daredevil and Kingpin, Wilson Fisk. Yeah, so you
like both them characters.
You like both the characters.
Yeah.
Now, they need to nail that. They need to do the same. They need to have it so you're rooting for Daredevil, but you fucking love watching Kingpin show up. Every time he shows up, he steals it. That's what you need. You need Abby to do that.
Let's not forget as well that they've got a terrific actress in the role of Caitlin Dever, who has been in some great stuff. Booksmart, I remember she was fantastic in that. So I don't doubt that she can make us feel emotion for that character, instead of just being this one-dimensional, Well, I don't want to even say that about the game. It's just I was pissed off because I was playing as a character I didn't want to be playing as.
Yeah, I think if they can nail that, and I have so much hope and faith in them. Again, they've got that benefit of hindsight. There's more chance that this is going to pan out well than it panning out not so well. I mean, the big thing that happens that changes the story, I don't think people are going to be at all worried or annoyed or frustrated about that if they don't know what's happened. I never seen that as a really a negative for the second game. I've always just found it. What's that?
I loved it, just not in like, I loved it. It's like for a storytelling purpose, narrative purpose. That was like, that's perfect.
It just didn't feel. It took me a while to kind of settle into this other phase of the Last of Us world, if you will. So it took me a while to settle into the impact of this big event that happens in the second game. I'm trying not to talk about it too much because again I don't want to spoil it for people, but I'm happy that it's doing well. I think people are forgetting as well that it's a video game adaptation, and if it's doing these numbers, I mean, that's really good for us gamers.
Yeah, maybe Kyle, one day you could get like I don't know, like maybe like a Halo TV show, but make it good.
I thought you were going to be serious for a second.
Sorry for bringing that up.
I thought you were going to be serious, you motherfucker.
Right, anyway, let's get
bastard.
to our next topic.
You motherfucker. Right. So